Did you ever have a TV show that you look back on and the premise is just so crazy that you think to yourself, was that even real? Was it just some kind of fever dream? Like, was there really a TV show in the 90s about a kid that puts on a VR headset and is able to all of a sudden become Aladdin whenever he wants? No, I actually think that was a fever dream of mine. For me, it's the 100 Lives of Blackjack Savage, and it's got everything you'd ever want in an all-out, very 90s, balls-to-the-wall Disney TV movie turned wacky series. Like lasers, and monsters, and a portal to hell, and a black pirate that's lynched only to come back as a ghost, and guns, and explosions, and guns on burn. We even start with this one? Well, it mostly comes down to two people. CEO of the Walt Disney Company, Michael Eisner, and mega producer Stephen J. Cannell. Eisner was looking for ways of broadening the types of content Disney produced in order to not just appeal to an older audience, but also not dilute the brand in the process. Kinda like what we had seen happen with The Devil and Max Devlin and Condor Man. And if you were a mega media company in the 80s and early 90s, landing a Stephen J. Cannell TV show was your ticket to an instant hit. I mean, here's a quick sampling from the guy's filmography. Hold on, can you just give me a second to take in the glory of this renegade intro? I knew I should have made this a Lorenzo Lamas YouTube channel. And so, on March 31st, 1991, we end up with the made-for-TV movie that's really the first episode of the 100 Lives of Blackjack Savage, featuring a 300-year-old pirate, a corporate raider, and a space-age whiz kid. Oh, hi, I didn't see you there.
Hi.
Who are you supposed to be? She looks thrilled.
From the creator of Hunter comes an all-new crime-fighting team, the Ghost.
Here you are, humming and vibrating like Shirley MacLaine.
The Millionaire.
If I die now, I gotta go through eternity just like a decorator.
The Genius.
When do you want me to start? Right now. Neat.
They're joining forces in a family holiday adventure coming to NBC. The 100 Lives of Blackjack Savage tonight.
Now, as with all pilots, the TV movie's main purpose here is to introduce the characters with the main story arc and establish some basic rules that any old audience tuning in weekly can follow. That's not exactly what we're getting with the 100 Lives of Blackjack Savage. Blackjack Savage is a 17th century pirate who was captured and lynched in front of his own castle, presumably for being a pirate in the 17th century. Whoa, that's quite a scene transition. We're then introduced to Barry Tarberry, a crooked Wall Street tycoon who flees to the Caribbean to avoid the law. As luck would have it, he ends up buying Blackjack Savage's castle and quickly discovers why he was able to snag it for so cheap.
It's not haunted. No, there isn't any ghosts.
You can forget the ghost. It's the hired help that run that place.
Hired help?
Yeah, you can't get any of the natives to work out there. They're all spooked. You're gonna be doing your own dishes, you're gonna be waxing your own floors, you just bought the maintenance nightmare of the decade.
No servants. How in the hell am I supposed to live without servants?
This sets up the moment where our main characters meet. It also gives us a better sense of what we're getting with a 300-year-old black ghost character.
I float like a boat and I hard like a ghost. I'm the color of toast and I'm faster than most.
Not very 17th century pirate, but very of that era of TV.
The best life beer is the one we drink, and every rapping cat I know drinks. Still alive! Ain't that so?
In between being hung and coming back as a ghost, we find out that Blackjack Savage has spent some time in purgatory, where he discovered that he can redeem his sinful soul if he's able to save 100 lives in the real world. It also turns out that while in the in-between space, he just so happened to see that Barry's soul is in the same boat for living such a crooked life. So they both agree to team up and look for lives to save in the hopes of some sort of salvation. And that's the basic framework for the remainder of the show. Each episode introduces us to someone that needs to be saved. Barry and Blackjack Savage, now played by Stephen Williams, run to the rescue, encounter some sort of adversity, deal with said adversity, save the day, thus ticking off another life from their total, and the episode ends with them driving off into the sunset in their speedboat. Wait, did I not mention the speedboat? There's a speedboat because... of course there is. Midway through the pilot, we're introduced to scientist/inventor/gadget guy of the series, Logan, and the Blackbird speedboat. Apparently, the previous owner of Barry and Blackjack's castle was a drug runner that had commissioned Logan to build a badass powerboat that could eventually be marketed and sold at Toys R Us. And if all of that wasn't crazy enough for you, we for some reason also got supernatural demon monsters called snarks.
What, pray tell, is a snark?
A snark is like a bounty hunter from hell. If they catch me out of this castle, they can drag me back here to that tree in the courtyard where I was hung. There's a vortex there, where I can be pushed down and I'll go straight to hell, right through the roots of that tree.
Sort of the ultimate horticultural experience, huh?
With that kind of setup, you'd think that these snarks would be a major part in the series, but really they're just here to justify why Blackjack Savage has to remain mostly in and around one place. The 100 Lives of Blackjack Savage would only go on to air the initial TV movie pilot in 7 episodes of the series, and after watching only a few of them, it's pretty easy to see why. Despite the promise of the pilot that was just completely overflowing with insanity, everything afterwards is just kind of tame. It's like Disney totally blew their budget and creativity on that first TV movie and just tried to coast the rest of the way through.
We have to follow it.
I mean, we've got an episode where the drug runner who originally commissioned the Blackbird speedboat comes back and kidnaps Logan, and so Barry and Blackjack Savage have to rescue him. Or there's an episode where they help a suicidal man whose fiancée just left him over at a prenuptial agreement that his gangster father was pushing. Barry accidentally seduces this ex-fiancée, which pisses off the previously suicidal man and his gangster father. So they kidnap Barry, who ends up being rescued by the ex-fiancée, who's had a change of heart, so the wedding's back on. End of episode. It's just ridiculous in all the wrong ways, and just really makes it clear that there wasn't a long-term plan for this series. Since it originally aired, Disney has all but buried the adventures of Barry and Blackjack Savage, with nothing on Disney Plus, no DVDs, and not even a domestic VHS release. Cassette of the pilot was released in Europe, and thankfully that, along with recordings of most of the other episodes, have been uploaded online by some very generous individuals. As it stands, that's pretty much our only option for viewing this series. Just another example in a long line of Disney ignoring their less successful experiments. But that's what I'm here for. Now, you'll have to excuse me, I've got 5 seasons of Renegade to binge.